While the world is watching NVIDIA, watching Taiwan, watching the next export ban, the actual move happened somewhere else. 2 weeks ago, a single industrial gas most engineers will go their whole career without hearing of, effectively stopped flowing from two of the world's biggest suppliers of it. There is no real substitute for it in production today. Samsung scrambled, SK Hynix got scared, but China didn't move an inch. This isn't really a story about a chemical or a gas. It's the story of why the world's most advanced AI hardware now runs through China. By the end of this, you will know exactly what this gas does inside the chip and why losing it can idle the production line worth billions. You'll understand why memory prices are creeping up right now, quietly underneath every AI headline you're actually reading. Here is how most of the coverage told it. Two chemical companies in Japan ran out of raw material and shut down. Rough break for Tokyo. Contained for everyone else, story over. But that's the wrong question. The real question was never what happened to Japan's supply. It's who in this chain was never at the risk of running out in the first place. Because Japan didn't lose a factory on July 1st, Japan lost access to raw material it never actually owned. It had been renting someone else's mine the entire time and didn't find out until the rent stopped. The gas is called tungsten hexafluoride, and sitting underneath this whole story is the fact that AI boom just made urgent. China mines and refines the overwhelming majority of world's tungsten. It has been doing that for a long time. Every company in this supply chain, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, has been building on the land that was never theirs. So what does this gas actually do? Short version. In short, you react it with a silicon wafer at high heat and it lays a paper-thin film of pure tungsten into the gaps just a few nanometers wide. Picture a high bandwidth memory, HBM. The memory stacked right on the top of most of today's high-end AI accelerators, NVIDIA's included, like a tower built floor by floor. Every floor needs a shaft running straight down through the ones below it, carrying power and data. Tungsten lines that shaft. This gas is how you get in there. No shaft, no tower. And when one of those shafts fails inside finished chip, you don't get slower GPU, you get scrap, an accelerator module worth tens of thousands of dollars thrown away. So why does a gas like this suddenly matter more than it ever has? Because AI chip demand made the industry greedy for it. As 3D NAND pushed past 200 stack layers, consumption of this one gas per wafer jumped by one industry estimate roughly 37 times. Here's what turns that into a choke point. Most of the cost of making it is the raw tungsten powder feeding it, and that powder, the mining, the refining, the overwhelming majority of it sits inside one country's borders, China. A quarter of the world's tungsten hexafluoride capacity went offline in a single day, July 1st, 2026. Two companies, Kanto Denka and Central Glass, held that share. They fed Samsung, SK Hynix, and TSMC directly. When China tightened tungsten exports to Japan back in January, neither company had meaningful domestic ore to fall back on. They burned through 5 months of stockpile, then the taps stopped. So most simply, this was aimed squarely at Tokyo. Fallout from a dispute over Japan's portion on Taiwan, fought with an export list instead of a diplomatic cable. But here's the twist almost nobody printed. Japan's WF6 plants were never just supplying Japan. They were supplying Samsung, SK Hynix and TSMC. So when those suppliers hit zero, Korea didn't turn to a new Western producer, there wasn't one ready to scale. Samsung and SK Hynix reportedly signed emergency deals with Korean gas makers and with Chinese suppliers too, just to keep their lines running. Chinese domestic WX6 capacity, meanwhile, has quietly scaled to cover close to half the global market. A restriction aimed at punishing Japan left Korea and Taiwan renting even more on their own supply chain back from China than before it started. China didn't need to move. It's the one link in this chain that's hardest to cut off. Now, is this fixable? There's a real case it resolves faster than it looks. Chip makers are already shifting some tungsten interconnects to molybdenum. A revived tungsten mine in South Korea is scaling towards a real non-Chinese supply. Both genuine, but neither are fast. Full molybdenum substitution in advanced logic is still 2 to 3 years out. New mines take 3 to 5 years to reach qualified volume. None of that helps anyone by the time this video ends. So think about that for a second. The memory inside whatever you're watching this on and the timeline on whatever AI tool your company is waiting for both run partly through a gas most people will never learn the name of. made in a country that never needed a headline-grabbing embargo to win this round. The G7 wants any single country's share of critical minerals under 60% by 2030. China's own pause on its broader rare earth export controls expires this November 10th. Until then, this isn't a supply chain with a China problem, it's a supply chain built on China. I track choke points in the AI industry as they happen. Subscribe for the insider view. See you in the next week, guys. Thank you.